Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got a brand new video. Hoping we can get some good 60-130s in for you guys today. If you guys remember, previously we did do some 60-130s. However, the car was not running right at the time. I had one of the sensors in the hood were actually loose because I snapped one of the clips. So the car was not running optimally and it was misfiring. Another thing that adds to that is I did race a couple cars, got gapped by them, but after rerunning them, I was significantly faster after I fixed that issue with the sensor. What we're going to be doing today is hopefully getting some reruns of 60-130s in my S6. Now, the car is running a bit better. The temperatures are starting to cool down in Texas. Right now, we're looking at like about 70s in like the mornings and then 90 peak in the middle of the day, where before we were hitting like 100 peak in the middle of the day. So, you know, there's a big difference there. Definitely a lot better. Still don't have a heat exchanger, waiting for that to come in, but that's probably not going to be until like October. And for now, there has been a kind of a delay in the videos. I was having issues with my car. The control arms were going bad and I really desperately needed new tires and an alignment, but I can't do an alignment if the bushings are bad on the control arms, obviously. I've been having these tires sitting in my garage for like a month probably, but today is going to be finally the time to put them on. So I'm gonna go take these down to the tire shop, get them balanced and mounted, and then we're gonna drop the car off for an alignment and we should be good to go driving this car hard like it's meant to be and getting some 60-130s. I don't know if I'll be doing it later today, maybe tomorrow in the morning, because it's already like 8:30 and I got a pretty busy day. As you can see, we're dripped out today. We got a birthday celebration, so we'll see how that goes, but you guys will see me next after we get the tires mounted. We're running some new Pirellis. So we got 255 3520s. These are P0s. These are actually like about an inch wider than what we're running right now. These are, I don't even know what tires these are. These are just like the original tires that came with the car when I bought it, but Advanced Sports, some Yokohama. These are just all seasons. One thing is that these new tires are summer tires. So the tread wear on these are like rated at 200. So probably not gonna get too much mileage on it, but in all honesty, I honestly really don't know how much longer. We'll get to that when we get to that, but we're gonna go ahead and throw on the tires and just so y'all see, this is what it looks like now. Crazy camper, I'll say, because so that's what the fitment on the car looks like now. You can kind of see there's some wire showing already. I don't know if you caught that, but there's already some wire showing due to the angling of the alignment or camber, whatever. So we're gonna get all that fixed hopefully, and then not have to worry about that. But let's go ahead and get these tires tossed in, and then I'll see you guys after the tires are mounted and then hopefully balanced. All right, tires are all mounted up. Got one in the trunk, and we got the rest in the back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take the kids down to school and then see how much better they look on the car. So a couple updates on the vehicle since you last saw. We did do the front rearward control arms, so the curved ones. I made it a little short on that. We've also been having some issues with the AC. So the entire AC on the passenger side, at least in the front, isn't working. I thought it was a blend door actuator. I went ahead and swapped that out, recalibrated it, but I'm still not getting any cold air on the right side. You know, even when I adjust it, I don't see that blend door adjust or move or open or close or anything. So I haven't been driving the car too much because of that. Hopefully we can get that sorted out quick. It's been like a month and a half already that I've been trying to track that down. With summer at least closing out, you know, it's not as big of an issue, but it sucked having to drive in 100 degrees inside of a car, you know, just hot boxed with heat and, you know, no AC. Other than that, we haven't been doing anything crazy. I really want to get out and get some races in and, you know, start going to some meets. I got my car, and then, you know, I got a buddy with the M4 full bolt-ons. I say buddy, but it's my brother-in-law. My father-in-law has a M5, they have a Supra. We got a bunch of nice cars that we can go out there and really, I think, dominate the streets. So I've really been itching to get that in. So let me know if you guys want to see some of that. All right, guys, so it's actually later on at the end of the day, but we were able to get the tires thrown on here. Pirelli P0s. I know they're not the best tires, whatever, blah, blah. They're good for grip. Tread wear is probably not the best. These tires fill the wheel well a lot better now. You can see here the fitment looks good. Yeah, the fitment looks a lot better now, and we don't even have the spacers, so I'm excited to throw those on.
One eternity later.
All right, guys, so it's a little while later. I wasn't able to do everything I said I was going to do originally, but we do have some new developments. We actually have a brand new tune from Jackal that we're testing out, and let me tell you right now, I just flashed it and took it for a little test drive right now, and it feels a lot healthier and a lot stronger. The red line even got raised to 7100 from 7000, so we should be doing a little bit better in the top end now because the bigger turbos are going to pull a lot better than the stock turbos. We do have the 7100 RPM now. I think that's pretty sick that now we have 7100 as the red line, but also there is one other thing that I'll see if I can show you guys this. Probably hard to get on camera. I need to do maybe another video for this. But for now, we have been graciously asked by Matt and Tony if we could go ahead and get a log for them of this updated tune, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Alright guys, so we were able to load up the flasher, and I had to say, as much as I love Jackal and the tune, getting the logs is so annoying on this. Whatever. So basically what we're gonna do is right before we log, I'm gonna click save. And that's basically going to save the location and start the log so it knows where to save the log afterward. We're going to go ahead and do a quick pull, and then and hopefully it's a good enough log for them. All right, I think we're at a good enough spot to do a log, so let's go ahead and let it rip here. That was a pretty good log, and I don't know if you heard that, but we also have burbles. So like I was saying, the car feels a lot better. I didn't even flash the TCU, but I don't know, it feels like a little bit stronger whenever it's going through the gears, but I don't know if that's because of the cooler weather. I don't know, making the car feel a lot stronger altogether. And I'm really happy about the burbles because they sound pretty cool whenever you're downshifting. Now that we have the burbles, I can even call out my German counterparts now because, you know, all the Beamer guys always have burbles. I just got to figure out how to do them because, I don't know, sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what's going on with them, but they sound cool whenever it does do it. All right guys, so we just got home. We're gonna go ahead and get those logs sent over to Jackal, make sure everything's looking good with the car, and then we'll head out either late at night or early in the morning, get a couple of 60 to 130s and make sure we get a good time. Next time you see me, we should have an update on the tune. All right guys, we just came back from the gym and I genuinely can't believe that this is happening. It seems like I just have bad luck after bad luck with this vehicle, and you're about to see why. I was planning to get some 60 to 130s for you guys. I'm getting some tuner revisions from Jackal, and I started hearing a really loud squeak, and basically I think the PCV is going out. You can hear the hissing coming from the engine, and I think that might be a symptom of a bad PCV. Definitely a thing to know if it's bad is this. I'm trying with all my might to remove that, and it's not coming off. You can see how red my finger just turned right there. That's basically a symptom of a bad PCV. There's like a very loud hissing sound coming from the car, and I just know 100% for a fact the PCV is toast on this car. Good thing I actually have the unit, but it's just another thing. I feel like this car is always down. In case you thought I wasn't twisting hard enough, oops. Well, there's a piece of plastic that actually came off of the reservoir right there. I was definitely twisting hard enough. Also, don't get ECS tuning caps. They suck. It's just like a chrome wrap. They're terrible and they turn out like this. I don't know if you can hear that, but that whistling, that's the PCV whistle. It's so loud. Guys, it's literally ear piercing. All right guys, so yeah, what you just heard there was in fact the PCV. Basically, I was coming back home. I stopped at Chick-fil-A for food and sitting in the drive-thru. I started noticing my car had like fluctuating RPMs, just slightly, like 100 RPM while I was at idle. Slowly, as I started pulling away, I noticed when I was driving and if I would let off the gas, I would hear like a really loud squeak. It sounded like brakes. And I was like, man, someone needs new brakes. But I didn't realize until I was at a stoplight that it was actually my car that was squeaking like that. Yeah, basically the PCV was whistling, which is basically a dead clear sign that the PCV is failing. You can hear in that clip, it was like echoing in my garage and everything, and it was like ear-piercingly loud. You could probably barely hear me talking in the video. And then the second part to knowing that it's the PCV is not being able to take off the oil cap. There's so much pressure, like suction generated, that you can't take the oil cap off. So if I would have turned my car off and then taken off the oil cap, it would have came off like nothing. You can't really drive the car now because the PCV is such an important component of the vehicle. Now, I'm not Google, I can't tell you how the PCV works. What I do know is if it fails and you're driving and it fails catastrophically, That's going to lead to most likely catastrophic engine failure, and I don't want to buy a new engine. So unfortunately, it looks like the S6 is going to be down again. It's unfortunate. I know I promised I was going to get some 60-130s today in this video, but things like this happen that are unexpected. I can't account for this. Luckily, I do have the parts, so I can go ahead and start working on swapping it, but it is pretty labor intensive. I guess while I'm in there, I'll go ahead and remove the turbo oil screens, and we'll just do some preventive measures while we're in there, but that's another video for y'all, so we'll just go ahead and move on from here. Just trying to get my hand. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed what this video was. I mean, it was just a couple little random things. Apparently, not really any real substance. The next video will most likely be me repairing the vehicle, and then hopefully doing some 6130s, at least maybe when it gets cooler now, since we are starting to get some fall weather. Leave a comment if you have suggestions or any tips for addressing the PCV, and yeah, next time we'll be working on that.